Hi guys, it's Andy from Man City Fan TV. Well, welcome to episode 2 of Pre-Season Friendly. And what I've done is I've gone stateside for this one. You may have seen Chris, who appeared on the latest episode of Who Are You? And you've seen Karl, who is in Washington DC, and he was on you the very first one, weren't you?
Yeah, I was the first one out there. Yeah.
Karl had the honour of kicking the Who Are You series off. So anyway, what we're doing, as we always do on this episode of Pre-Season Friendly, is we ask the guys a set of questions really about what's happened over the last week or so at Manchester City. So I'll come. You can both chip in whenever you feel like it. But the first question I'm going to ask you guys is, what are your thoughts on the whole Douglas Luiz being sold to Aston Villa, and your thoughts around the whole work permit? So I don't know who want to go first. Put your hand up, and you're in first.
I'll go.
Okay, Chris.
I'm disappointed because I was hoping to see him grow with the team, but it could be a whole Angelino situation all over again. We're going to let him go to Villa. He's going to grow as a player. Work permits, if he can get them. Yeah. They might end up with the same trouble we are, but he can grow with Villa, and then in a few years we can bring him back. He's not going to cost a whole lot of money to buy back because he's still really young, and if you're not playing, you're not growing as a player. And I don't think he really, I know he was out on loan last season, but he didn't really have a lot of experience during his time on loan. So how are you going to get better as a player? So I think it's perfect for him. I think it's good for City as long as the business is there and we trust City. We know what they're doing. There'll be a buyback clause. There always is. And in a few years, I think we'll get him back, and I think he could be really good for us.
Well, the rumor today is that the City are definitely going to insert a buyback clause if the work permit thing gets passed through the exceptions panel with regards to that. So the rumours are there's definitely going to be a buyback clause in there. It's going to be around about £25 million. So, Karl, what are your thoughts on the whole?
Yeah, so I agree with Chris. I watched him at the Toulon tournament this summer in Toulon. It was on beIN Sports. I think it was on beIN Sports. I watched it, and he was the player of the tournament. Fantastic holding midfielder. Running the lines, playing between the lines, controlling the game, the tempo. Really good player. Even at Girona, he was pretty good. It wasn't bad. I think I watched a couple of his games against Real Madrid and Barcelona. He was a star. Good deal for City. Put a buyback clause on him. Let him go, get some game time, mature, get better, and then if he becomes a world star, we can buy him back. So I think it's good all the way around. The alternative is that he leaves, right, and goes somewhere else because the kid has to play.
I mean, that's the thing, isn't it? I mean, we've seen, obviously. I mean, let's go back 3 weeks prior to the Angelino sort of rumor and signing and everything else. We'd probably look at this maybe in a different light and go, "Oh, what? Another young kid going out, and we're not getting him." But when we've seen what's happened with Angelino, we now sort of maybe look at these type of deals in a different light and going, look, Angelino's just been away for 3 years. He's had experience in four different clubs in different countries. Yeah. And now he's come back to Manchester City and could be the next rising star at left back. And he's still only a baby.
I think we underestimate the professionalism of Man City management. I think we do that sometimes. I don't think we really thought through how they gamed this all out. I don't think it's a 5-year plan. I think it's a 10-year, 15, 20-year plan. These guys know exactly what they're doing. Yeah. The Rodri wasn't surprised. They knew exactly what they were doing. So it won't get past me that they knew, and this is all part of the whole deal. Raise his kids up, send them out on loan, put a buyback clause to them. They can become really good. Buy them back, bring them back in. If they're not good enough, sell them to somebody else. I think it's fantastic. I mean, even Kelechi, here at Leicester, has a buyback clause on him.
Yeah,
right. So
it's not looking likely.
No, not likely, right? Not likely. But that's an example of where it can go either way.
Absolutely.
You're right, Chris.
We'll just keep him there in case we need to. We're 1-0 up and we need somebody to hit a easy shot on goal 20 yards wide next season, should we need it against Leicester. So yeah, I think I agree with you guys. I think it's a really good bit of business. It's one way that we might have circumnavigated the visa issue, the work permit issue, because reading into the exceptions panel's sort of like judgments on how they allow players to come to the club, you one have to spend X amount of money. Two, the player has to be almost guaranteed game time. Otherwise, they're going to go, no chance. So is it any wonder that City couldn't get a work permit? Because he was never going to walk into City's squad. Never mind starting 11. He just wasn't. What were your thoughts on that, Chris, with the work permit?
Well, it makes sense because he would have been 4th, 5th in line as far as that midfield role goes. And unless there was just some catastrophic injuries, he was never going to get any game time. I mean, even in the cup games, I don't think he would have got a lot. Because Pep put out strong squads. I mean, we were going full out to win every trophy we could last season.
Yeah.
And so there wasn't a lot of room for him. So I think this is brilliant for City to do this. I really do. I'm disappointed not to see him be able to put the City shirts on this year, but the business makes sense.
Yeah. And just finally on the whole thing with the business side of Manchester City and obviously the Douglas Luiz deal and the work permits and things like that. I feel like when I read social media on Twitter in particular, and I don't know who these people are because I don't see them. I only just see these sort of, monikers of whoever they are. Cheeky gets a lot of grief on social media, which I think is really unfair because I think him and Varane do an amazing job. Yeah, these clubs are always going to get a 1 or 2 signings that don't quite work out. But on the whole, I think they get some really unfair criticism from a certain demographic of, let's say, of City fans on social media. Karl?
Well, there's a reason why they're not in management and Cheeky is in management, right? so I won't put him too much in mind. But listen, I mean, there are times when I like last year, I was a little frustrated with Jorginho, right? I thought, why don't they just pay enough for this guy and bring him in? But in hindsight, I mean, would we have wanted Jorginho to be in wear a City shirt? I don't think so. I think we're better off now with Rodri coming in place to help Fernandinho than we would have been with Jorginho. So I'm more patient and more considerate now, looking at what they're doing and what they're not doing, and understand they are in the game. They know what's going on. They have the best team around them. So I pay them respect and let them just carry on with the game and make it successful. Yeah.
Chris?
Well, we're all couch managers, aren't we? We all seem to think we know what we're talking about with football. And the fact is we don't. We're fans of the game, and that's about it. So we got to leave business to the business people. And have they let us down? No. There's been a couple of signings that haven't panned out. But overall, though, the success rate, and not only just be getting some of the older players to come in and solidify the team, the youngsters, we're getting them dirt cheap, putting them through the academy, giving them experience. I mean, and now they're just flourishing. This US tour, the Asian tour is going to be incredible for these youngsters. And so we're building a team for the next 10, 15 years. And people forget that. Everybody's all about success now. They want success right now. And we got a plan for the future too.
I think again, Chris hits the nail on the head because there are 2 sides of the game, right? From my understanding, when I look at this, there's the money side of the game, and then there's the trophy and the war side of the game. The money side is all these kids that come to the academy, they teach them how to play the game, and they sell them or loan them out, generating income. Then you have that money used to buy top players, Rodri, Kevin De Bruyne, the superstars to help win stuff. So you have to balance both. Yeah. And I think the model is working perfectly well. So I'm not complaining, man. So I can't complain after 4 trophies in a season.
No, I mean, and this is the thing is people seem to think that we have this endless pot of money that we can go out and just spend. We have to recoup some of this money somewhere, and I think these type of deals are absolutely perfect to bring in the capital we need to go and pay 60, 70, 80 million pounds on a player in the future. So if Pep trusts Cheeky Bergerstein and Ferran Soriano, that's good enough for me. So that's all I'm saying on that particular.
I'll guarantee you one thing, Andy and Chris. Guarantee you one thing, right? You will not hear Netspend ever again if we don't buy any players this season. Netspend, once City's Netspend is minimal, you will never hear Netspend again. I can guarantee you from the media.
Right. Moving on to the next topic, and that is the sale, which we're still waiting for a confirmation as it stands right now, of Fabian Delph to Everton. So, Chris, what were your thoughts on the fact that Fabian Delph is going to? So obviously he had the option of potentially going to Galatasaray. Everton obviously made a bit more sense because he's from the northwest of England. He wanted to stay around here. But the more in particular, the Delph to Everton, is it a good move for Delph? And also the price is rumoured to be 8 million with up to 10 million in add-ons. What were your thoughts on that?
It is a good move for him. I mean, let's be honest, but when we signed Delph a few years back, we were all shocked that we signed him. I mean, it wasn't. I mean, yeah, he played for Villa, he played well, but it's like, why? Why are we getting this lad? And he had one really good season, and that's it. I mean, last season Pep didn't trust him one little bit. The fans didn't trust him. Every time he played, it seemed to be just a catalogue of mistakes that would happen. He needs to go somewhere else because he's not going to progress as a player playing for City anymore. It's just not going to happen. He's good in the locker room. He's brilliant with the players. He's got a good personality, but his on-field is just not there. It doesn't live up to the rest of the team. Everton's a good squad for him. I really do. I think it's a good squad for him. He's still in the north where he wants to be. Everton will give him the playing time that we want. And the money's, I was expecting a little bit more. I'll be honest with you, I thought it was a little bit low, considering how much we've invested in him throughout the years, but if we can get 10 million plus, why not? It's good business all around.
Well, Everton fans on social media that I've been speaking to and below some of the videos that I've been putting out, live vlogs and things over the last couple of days, they're really, really pleased with the signing. No wonder for 8 million quid. They're all saying, look what Gareth Barry did for us. He was superb, absolutely superb. And if Delph is anywhere near the signing that Gareth Barry was, then we're really excited.
Which he's not. I mean, Gareth Barry was something special in that midfield. I mean, come on. But he will bring something to Everton that they don't have right now.
Well, he's a utility player, though, isn't he? He can play midfield, he can play left back. They know that. So, Karl, what were your thoughts?
I thought it was cheap, but then it seemed to me like it was almost like a gentleman's agreement where they're saying, okay, you want Delph, okay, that's not price him out. Okay, 8-10 million, okay, you can have him. Go do some damage in Liverpool. But I'm happy for Delph. I mean, I'm happy that he got a move out to the northwest instead of going to Turkey, which always is difficult for players at that age, especially. And the fact that he wouldn't have a game. And where's he going to play? Left back. We have we have Mendy that comes back. We have Zinchenko, and then we have the new kid. What's his name? Angelino coming back. Is he going to play midfield with Rodri and George and Fernandinho? No. So it makes sense for all parties. And I wish him the best, and I hope that he succeeds against our opposing teams, Liverpool in particular, next season. I think he's going to enjoy that for sure.
Well, I must admit, I have a little soft spot for Fabian Delph. I just think he's a nice guy. I thought the season before last, he was exceptional cover at left back. He played brilliant. Last season, I thought, he had this run of injuries, never got real run of games, and he made a few mistakes, and it just exacerbated everything with the whole, those mistakes he made. So I just want to wish him all the best because I think he's a top bloke. He's one of those that gives 100% whenever he plays. So all the best to Fabian Delph. Yes, I would have liked a bit more money, but at the end of the day, if we get 8-10 million for him, fine. Let him go and get game time because he seems a top bloke. So moving on to question 3. Surrounding the centre-back again. We're still back to this whole centre-back bloody debate. Well, the news that I did on the live vlog earlier today was that Jorge Mendes, I mentioned it yesterday, was in talks with Valencia, and the rumours are Nicolas Otamendi has basically said, if I want to go overseas again, the only club I want to go to is Valencia. Now, if the rumours are true, City have come out today and said they won't block any move for Nicolas Otamendi to move to Valencia or any club as long as the price is right. So, Karl, what are your thoughts on the fact, do you think Otamendi will go? How much do you think we should be getting for him? And or would you rather keep him?
So it depends on which Otamendi that we see. There's the good Otamendi, and then there's a rash Otamendi, right? There are times where he doesn't seem to have learned from his mistakes, jumping in, sliding in when he shouldn't be sliding in. Depends on what we get. Last season, he didn't have a lot of game time. But then at the same time, too, I know Pep always has a plan. If Otamendi goes, I won't be surprised to see Fernandinho actually play centre back, or with Laporte, or Stones and Fernandinho play centre back together. I wouldn't be surprised to see it. Or Eric Garcia steps up to that spot. And I think Eric is more cultured on the ball. In terms of price for Otamendi, if he was going to go, I would say, what did he buy him for? I'm not sure. Do you remember what we bought him for?
It wasn't much.
I can't. I'll be honest with you.
Yeah, in this market, probably 40 million pounds. I would say, they get him off for that.
I'll be surprised if we got 40 million quid for him. I really would.
Yeah. But especially from a Spanish team, right? But I mean, for me, I would rather see, Eric Garcia step up and come in, have a cameo, and start to grow and start to fill that spot as a centre back, or have to play alongside Stones or Laporte for the centre back position. That's what I would like to see.
Yeah.
Okay, Chris, what are your thoughts?
Carl's right. I mean, the bottom line is with Otamendi, you love him, but you're nervous about him the whole time.
Just going to stop you there. Fabian Delph has officially signed for Everton.
Congrats.
So that's what I was looking down. I was looking at because I had some things coming through. That's from Man City's official site saying that he is officially signed for Everton. So he's gone.
Yeah.
All right. Well, back to basics, Delph. But yeah, with Otamendi, you watch him, you love him. I do. He's our general. He's come up with some good key goals with his head. But sometimes he's such a liability.
Yeah.
And it's. I don't think he's trying to be a liability. I don't think he's out there just willy-nilly kicking people. But he's just so bullheaded, and and we don't need that now. It was good a few years ago. We need a solid cornerback. Laporte has been just dynamite, besides the one game where we really needed him.
Yeah.
And then Stones. I think it's time for Stonesy to really step up. He started out brilliant last season, absolutely brilliant, and then the injury just shook him. And he never really regained that. Pep never really regained the trust after that.
Yeah.
I'm really interested in seeing Garcia. I think he's going to end up getting a little bit more of a role, probably more in the cup games than anything else. But I see him now. Correct me if I'm wrong, but Adebayo, is he still with us? Tosin
Adebayo?
Yeah.
He's still on loan at West Brom.
Okay.
Why not?
Yeah, he didn't travel. He didn't travel to China.
I
didn't see him. I didn't see him on the roster either. But the times that I've seen him, he's a big, tall lad. He's not very strong right now, but he could get better. And I'd have loved to see him really progress with City, but it's not going to happen. But
I saw him at the Wolves Cup game when last season when the League Cup game, was it last season or the season before? I can't remember now.
Yeah, the 0-0 one.
And he played when we beat them on penalties when Sergio did that little dink, and he wasn't great.
But again,
he was like Bambi on legs. On ice. Yeah. It was.
Tosin can be clumsy at times. That's his problem. I think it's a confidence issue with him. When he's confident, he is really, really good. When he's off his game, he just kind of bumbles around sometimes. So I think he needs more beefing up, if you would.
I'll be honest with you. I can't see him coming back to City. I think it's
That's fair enough.
I don't think he'll ever come back to City. On the Garcia, you mentioned about Garcia. My own thoughts on Garcia is he needs another year or two before he gets into the starting 11. I think I just don't think he's ready. He looks class. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But in the
There's
Premier League,
something in that Pep just sees.
Oh God, no! Don't get me wrong.
And if you would have said that to Pep, I think you'd chop your hands off because there's just something in him that he absolutely loves, and I don't see him starting any Premier League matches at all. But I can see him
unless we get massive injuries.
But then, like Karl said, we got Fernandinho, who's going to probably end up playing in that corner, in that centre back role,
right?
As a company kind of role.
I still think as cover. I can't see Fernandinho taking a John Stones place or somebody who comes in for Otamendi if he leaves. I can only see him either in a 3 with Stones, Fernandinho, and Laporte in a 3. I can't see him being a starter.
The only reference point I have is Javier Mascherano at Barcelona, right, where Pep took him from a defensive midfield and made him a centre back, and he was a baller.
Yeah.
So that's the reference. I've seen Pep, I think it was against Arsenal, where Pep played this false centre back with Fernandinho playing the centre back and moving to the defensive midfield, and it worked like a charm. So maybe that's an option, but we'll see. I mean, he has this dude, man. I'm telling you, I keep telling people where Pep is trying to get us to is the Barcelona 2009, the best team to ever play the game, in my opinion, right? To ever play the game. That's what he's trying to achieve. That team was perfection. I mean, the way they played was.
Sorry? He's not far off.
He's not far off. He's not far off.
No, he's not. So okay then. Right. Well, let's imagine we've obviously lost Vinny Kompany. So far, we have got Nicolas Otamendi. We've got John Stones. We've got Aymeric Laporte. We've got Eric Garcia. Though we know he's been drafted in to train around the first team squad for the coming season. Probably will be getting cup games, but Premier League games, personally, I can't see it. If Otamendi does go, all right then. If Otamendi stays, just a simple yes or no, that's all I'm going to ask. If Otamendi stays and decides that he wants to stay at City, Karl, do we need another centre-back, yes or no?
Yes.
Right. Chris?
No.
No. Oh, interesting. Okay, so I'm going to come to you first, Chris. You said no. Why do you think that we don't need another centre-back if Nicolas Otamendi stays?
Because I'm actually with Karl 100% on the Fernandinho playing the centre-back too.
Okay.
That's a good point.
I think with the pickup of Rodri and the youngsters that we have in the squad with the Phil Foden and stuff, and so it's so jam-packed, that midfield. And Pep trusts Fernandinho so much to kind of solidify that back.
Yeah,
he could easily slot in as a centre back. He wouldn't have to run his legs off. He doesn't have the legs that he used to. He's smart. He's strong, and I don't see him playing a lot. Don't get me wrong. He's not going to be the starting centre back, but I could see him playing it quite a bit as needed. Otamendi, he's not going to be the starter. There's no question about it. It's going to be Stones and Laporte. Those are your two best, youngest options.
Yeah.
And then you have to fit in with Otamendi and Fernandinho and Garcia in cup games. No need for another one. Not right now. Not right now. Next year, yeah, why not? Go spend the money on it. But I think there's other things we could spend money on right now if needed.
Okay. So, Karl, you said yes.
The only reason I said yes is because of the Toby Alderweireld, who's available for 25 million or so, I think in the next week or so. That's the only reason why I said yes. And that's the only person I think from the top 6 that I would pick up at this point. He's still relatively young. I think he's 29, 30 now, is he? Right? Yeah. He's massive experience. He knows how to play the Pep system based on Pochettino. I think he'll be a fabulous addition instead of Otamendi in that center of that defense, either working with Laporte or with Stones. And he's the right side of center back as well. That's the only reason why I said yes, if that opportunity is available for him. If not, I agree. I agree with Chris.
Okay, then I'm gonna sort of expand on this in 2 of the questions then to you, Karl, on the fact that you said yes, we still need another centre back if Otamendi stays. So you want to bring in Alderweireld. So if that's the case, what game time does Nicholas Otamendi get in this team if you bring in Alderweireld? And 2, for £25 million, would it not be better for City to go for someone like Nathan Ake for 40 million?
Yeah. So the reason I picked Alderweireld is because of the Champions League. I really think that in order to get to that next level, Nathan Ake is a great performer, he's a great player. I think you need an experienced centre back who's calm, who can play out, who's confident, who's aggressive, like Alderweireld. He's a fantastic player. I think you need him and Laporte in that centre back. Otamendi, we've tried him before. He can be rash, and I don't trust him enough in the big games to really step up and cover. Alderweireld, we watched him many times, and he's been able to do that. That's why I'm saying for the Champions League, where we want to get to, and now for the Premier League, we need those kinds of players in the team. Nathan Ake is great, but I think that it will take time for him to step up to that level where he's a consistent baller at that centre back position. That's my argument anyway.
Okay, so last question on the centre back thing then. If City go in for a centre back in world football, because reading between the lines right now, my thoughts are, and these are only my personal opinions, I think Otamendi will leave at Manchester City. It just seems that all the statements that are coming out sort of pushes towards the fact that he could be leaving. Who are we going to sign? One player. Who are we going to sign at centre-back? And you can have anybody, because we've had all the names. We've got every single name out there that we've been linked with. We've been linked with about 6 centre-backs in the last 2-3 weeks, from Bonucci to Ake, to Maguire, to Alderweireld, to you name it. So, Chris, if you had to sign one, money is no option. So forget the money, because I mean the ones who are on the market, because I've always said if Maguire was the right person and it was 100 million, the actual signing fee is irrelevant, because it's his wages that are going to be the problem. So forget the fees, because somebody could be free. Bonucci could be free, or somebody else. Chiellini could be free, or whoever. But on the ones who are on the market, if we had to sign somebody right now, who would you sign, Chris, for this Man City team, and forget the money?
It's tough, mate, because Bonucci's a good player, but he's a little bit older. And we're signing young now. We're trying to get young. Same with I can never pronounce his name, but Alderweireld. Am I saying that right?
Yeah.
He's in his late 20s now. I think it's like 29, something like that. And if I'm not mistaken, a couple of years ago, City wanted him, and he actually came out and said he had no interest in joining us.
Yeah.
So now money talks, and all of a sudden, he's getting a nice paycheck. He'll flip that, and he'll say he's always loved City. He's been a fan since he was 12. So
anyway, stop skirting the issue. Which centre back? If you could buy one answer, which one? Who would it be?
Alderweireld. I think he would be a good fit, and the fact that he played with Walker for all those years, you're going to pick up that right back and that centre back partnership instantly. There's not going to be the learning curve right there.
Hold you there then. So Alderweireld for you, Chris. Karl.
So let's take Alderweireld apart. I've mentioned him already. There's one player that would fit our system who knows the way Pep plays. What about Umtiti of Barcelona?
Okay.
Because they're supposed to buy some of their defender, right? Why not Umtiti? Right? He's I think his contract is under review. He's not happy with the contract. There's some issues going on, but pick him up. Play him alongside Laporte.
The rumors are out there that he's unhappy at Barcelona, and he don't think we don't. I mean, it could just be his agent sort of we'll give you another 20 million, and we know how it works. So you're going for Umtiti, you're going for Alderweireld. I'm going for Nathan Ake. There you go. I'm nailing Ake.
And it wouldn't be a bad signing. Ake would not be a bad signing at all. I don't think he would feature much in the first year.
When I saw Bournemouth versus City, I watched him live, and he was the best player on the pitch. He was absolutely brilliant. So I'll nail my colours to the mast and say, Aki, you're going for Alderweireld, you're going from TT. Both good shouts. We'll wait and see. We'll see what happens with Otamendi, and we'll see what happens in the coming week.
Yeah.
So anyway, just before we move on to the last question, two more questions to go, sorry. One about Leroy Sane and then about the youngster tour. What are your thoughts on the right back and the rumours? I just thrown this in, and I'm sorry if I caught you off.
Yeah.
What are your rumours? What are your thoughts on the rumours about Dani Alves for a year at City as cover at right back?
I am not even remotely interested in him.
Okay.
He is a case. He is 100% about himself and not the club. One little bit. We don't need that.
Pep loves him.
I mean, look what happened to him last year. I mean, come on. We had him signed.
Pep absolutely loves him. He's just been named the Copa America tournament player.
Which is a disgrace, by the way. Because he was.
I agree.
He wasn't even close.
Karl?
I agree. No, I agree with Chris that he shouldn't have been the Copa America player of the tournament. It should have been somebody else, probably Gabriel Jesus or somebody else. But Dani Alves is a winner. That's the only thing. He knows how to win.
We want to win the Champions League.
There's something about that guy when he's in the dressing room that just does something. And that's the only reason why, if he's free and we can spend a couple of $100 on him, bring him in.
Do you know how much?
That's the only reason why.
Do you know how much the rumour salary is?
How much?
How much?
All right, I'll ask you then, Chris, first. How many thousands of pounds per week do you think the rumoured salary for Dani Alves is at City? Based
on who he is, it has to be up about 250,000 a week.
No.
Am I close or am I way off?
Karl?
150.
£125,000 a week.
Well, that's because of Pep.
125 grand a week.
All right. If he's willing to do that, then I would say give him the 1 year contract.
That's the rumor. The rumor is he's happy to accept 125 grand a week.
Sign him up, Chris.
I'm honestly shocked with that.
I'm shocked. I thought it'd be like 300 grand a week because he's on a free. They'd offer him this, that, and the other. £125,000 a week.
Well, now what? I've not heard anything else about Danilo leaving us.
We still don't know.
Yeah.
The whole Cancelo thing, I did it on the live vlog today. Juventus look like they're in for Darmian from United, which might then start something going on with the Cancelo thing. But I've said it for 2-3 weeks now. I think there are too many spanners in the work with Cancelo. And I just think it's getting very complicated with him. And I'll be very surprised if City sign him. I'll be very surprised. But it looks like Juventus are going to bring Darmian in. And that could pave the way for a move for Cancelo, but we don't know. And that's the thing. And we still got Danilo. We don't know what's happening with Danilo.
Yeah.
So,
and look what he did for us last year when he came in towards the second half of the year. I mean, he was phenomenal.
Absolutely brilliant. Superb.
Brilliant.
I mean, I know we spent a lot of money on Walker, so he tends to be the starting right back. Yeah. Really, Danilo, when he's playing, he's better.
Right
back. He's better.
Right back, centre midfield. He's played in all of those positions, but he's getting to the age where he wants game time, and he's not going to be guaranteed that at Manchester City. And that's players get to that age and go, I moved from Real Madrid. I thought I was going to play more. You bought Walker, blah blah blah, and I'm going to struggle next season again, or who knows? So I think the right back situation is quite interesting, and I still think there's more twists coming in the next week over the right back position. So on to the next debacle, which is the Bayern Munich, Leroy Sane, blah 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 blah. So Karl, over to you. What are your thoughts on this whole thing?
Absolutely not. He's not going anywhere. I mean, unless Bayern pay £150 million, he's not going anywhere. You shouldn't even listen to any offer if it's not over 120, 130. Absolutely not.
Well, I'll come back to you in 1 second. I'm just going to say to you that in the live blog earlier I did, the rumours are from Sky Sports in Germany. that Bayern are looking at it thinking we're not going to be able to buy Leroy Sane this summer, is the rumour. This summer. Not say January or next summer. But there's also rumours to say that if City have basically said, if you want Leroy Sane and Leroy Sane wants to leave Manchester City, £100 million you'll get him.
Too low.
Too low.
For this market, far too low.
Absolutely. Too low. I mean, Coutinho can go for what? What do you go for? 140, 150 million pounds to Barcelona? Absolutely.
Yeah.
João Felix is going for 120 million unproven in Portugal. I mean, and Sane, no. Double champion, Premier League winner with no, absolutely not. Yeah. Absolutely not.
I think he'll stay. I think he'll sign. I don't think there's anything with it. I think he's definitely signing. But if it comes down to the route, then Chris, if it comes down to the route of the fact that City go, okay, if Leroy says I want to leave, I want to go to Munich, and City say, well, give us 100 million quid. If they won't, if they don't want to pay that much money. What you've got is a very unhappy player who's already been a bit sulky last season, to put it mildly, at the club. And you've got a player that then runs down another year of his contract, which means less money to sell on next time, and a potential bad influence around the dressing room and a player that you possibly can't play. So this is why I think the 100 million mark is a maybe City figure that they put on him, thinking, well, if we say 150 million quid, Bayern are not going to pay that. If we say 130 million, Bayern are not going to pay that. But if we said 100 million, they might be tempted, instead of 75 million, what allegedly they're in for. Why would we want a player that is, one, doesn't want to be here, two, is not going to get much game time because his attitude is wrong, because he doesn't want to be here, and three, his value is going to drop in a year's time, and the 100 million might become 70 million or 60 million the year after.
It's tough because we're talking about Leroy Sane sulking, having a bad attitude and stuff like that, and he could potentially hurt the feelings around the locker room, but he hasn't. The only reason I feel like he had a bad year last year, I think the Germany thing took its toll on him. Being dropped from the team the way he was after being the young footballer of the year in the Premier League, it got in his head, and that affected his game. Pep saw that it affected his game, and he wasn't the player that he was the year before for us. You don't see that from him right now, where he's playing the way he's playing for Germany, banging goals in for them, and he's out there with the squad. Looks like he's having a good time on the training pitch. I don't see that mentality that he had last year. So Bayern can talk that they may not be able to afford him now. They want to get him maybe in the winter or next summer, something like that. But I just don't see Sane wanting to leave. He's a year older. It's a year more experience, a year more, maturity in him. I think he'll stay. I don't see that.
Before I come to you, Karl, a couple of other things which was quite interesting there when you talk about his attitude and things like that. You got to remember, he's still a young kid. He's still a baby. He's had a baby. His wife's his girlfriend's had a baby. He's still searching around, and I can't find any updates on this, but he's still searching around for a new agent because it was his mother, and there was a bit of a alleged fallout, I should say, between his girlfriend and his mother, who was his agent. And the rumours are over the last few weeks that he's looking for a new agent to negotiate not only this contract, but he's now being approached he's currently with Nike. That's his boot sponsor. 750 grand a year. Adidas, I said 3 weeks ago, Adidas were in and trying to really, really tempt him with a massive deal because of obviously the Bayern Munich and Adidas thing. And now Puma have come in and tried to get him as well. So he's got a lot of things going on in his life at the moment, not only personal wise, but he's got a decision to make about his career. He's got a young family, and he's got his sponsorship deal that's coming up as well. So, Karl, What are your thoughts on the whole Leroy Sane debacle and Bayern Munich?
Well, I mean, here's how I look at all these, Bayern Munich, Juventus, and even Barcelona, right? I mean, you're going to play for Niko Kovac? Really? I mean, really? I mean, I'm not being facetious or being arrogant here, but I mean, really? You want to grow as a player? You have probably the best coach in world football at the moment, with the support, with the environment, with your teammates who have won, and you want to take that away and go play for Niko Kovac, who, frankly, I mean, let's be respectful, but I mean, he's not up to that level. Or Sarri in Juventus, or even Valverde in Barcelona, who got whacked 4-0 by Liverpool. I mean, if I'm Leroy Sane, with all this going on around me, I chill, stay with the current team, sign a new contract, grow to be one of the best, if not one of the best wingers, if not the best player in the whole world, and grow my game. I mean, seriously. I mean, Sane and Man City are just a perfect fit. The way we play, how we play, the speed, the counter-attacking, the possession, perfect. Sane on the left, on the left, and then Sterling on the right. Kid should just sign up, really, and move forward. Everybody loves him. He's a fantastic guy.
Pep has said he can be anything he wants to be. I mean, when a coach of Pep Guardiola's sort of stature says you can be anything you want, you can be the best player in world football.
Yep.
I think it's over to Leroy Sane, isn't it? I think Sane has got to make this decision. My one concern is we don't have this saga running on right until the end, towards the 8th of August, when the UK window closes. Right. And I said on the live log 2-3 nights ago, my one big worry is if Neymar leaves PSG to go back to Barcelona, PSG have got a ton of money. And if they come in for Leroy Sane, they would throw 150 million at it. And that is what worries me. So I'm just hoping and praying.
Yeah, but I don't see PSG and Man City doing business with the whole Qatar UAE rivalry. I doubt that's going to happen.
Money talks and bullshit.
Yeah.
It might be one of those. Listen, if they say 150 million and Sane says, I don't want to play for City anymore, City will take 150 million.
But there's an upside, Chris. There's an upside, right? Sane goes. Imagine playing Sterling, Aguero, and Jesus front three.
Hey, we've just seen what he's done in the Copa America.
And don't forget, we haven't even touched on what Mahrez could possibly be for City.
There you go.
I've got a Mahrez video that's coming out later. Yep. When if I can get it out tonight. Mahrez has had a wonderful AFCON. I don't know whether do you see his free kick?
Oh, I saw it. You know what? When that ball was placed down for that free kick, and Mahrez, I said, this is going to be a goal. It's a goal. Because it's a left foot, and he hit it beautifully. I mean, that's just...
one absolute... I mean, if Kevin De Bruyne hit that, if Bernardo Silva, if, Sergio or Sane, we'd be raving about it. And it was Mahrez. And it was absolutely brilliant.
Perfection. Yeah.
So... I've got this video coming out that Dean from DZ Football has done for me, so I'm going to put that video out hopefully tonight. But on to our last question. Right, we know we've had another debacle with the whole can City take off from Manchester Airport somehow and get to Asia? Administrative errors and one person blaming another and blah, blah, blah. But they're there. They've arrived safely and everything else is going on. So we know the 26, 27-man squad was announced. Load of young kids, some very, very exciting prospects. Chris, any players in particular that you're really excited to see? We've got the game on Wednesday. It's 1:15 for UK viewers. It's 1:15 p.m. kickoff on Wednesday. It's on Sky Sports. I'll give you more news tomorrow about what we're doing for that particular game. But any kids that you're really excited to see in this Asia tour?
I'm interested to see if Nemec's made any progress. He's a big physical forward. Hasn't really played a lot for City, but when he has played, I thought he's actually played pretty well. And it's the one thing we don't have at City, isn't it? Is that all-out, big, tall, strong, typical striker. We don't have that. And so if there's a place for him in the squad, maybe down the line, why not? I'd like to see him grow. I'll be honest with you, I looked at the lineup. Half of them I'd never even heard of. These kids, there's a lot of kids on there that have never even featured ever. So this is going to be phenomenal for them. You're going to see a lot of growth from them with the experience. Garcia, I think Alex Garcia. I think
Alex Garcia is there.
I'm interested to see how what he's, because he was on loan, so I'd like to see how he's grown. I don't know. It's with this particular when I saw the squad, I thought this is just pure experimental.
Right.
There's no way this squad is even prepping for next season. It's just an opportunity to get the kids out there and just see what they've got.
Well, I mean, we've got quite a lot of the big stars that are still out in various competitions, so.
And they need the rest.
They need the rest. While you're here, I'll just read out the squad again, just in case you haven't seen it. So we've got Claudio Bravo, good to see him back fit. Kyle Walker, Danilo, John Stones, Raheem Sterling, Ilkay Gundogan, Alexander Zinchenko, Angelino, Aymeric Laporte, Rodri, Kevin De Bruyne, Leroy Sane, Bernardo Silva, and David Silva. They're from the main sort of first team squad. With the kids that are being taken out there, we've got Danny Grimshaw, obviously the goalie, Lucas Nemetja, Nabil Tawazi, Gavin Bazunu, which I'm surprised at, Ika Pozo, Tommy Doyle, Luke Bolton, Alex Garcia from Girona, Taylor Harwood-Bellis, who's lots of high hopes for him. Yeah. Adrian Bernabé, who, again, we got from Barcelona. Ian Poveda, who we saw last season in the Cup. Ben Knight, who we got from Fulham. There's an additional one. Phil Foden is going to be in. He's going to miss one game. He's going to come in Hong Kong. But just notice on the latest update one, they've drafted in an additional player, which is Alpha Diunku. I've never heard of him. Never heard of him in my life. So that's just caught me out reading it out. So that's why maybe today when they said 27, I was thinking, I thought it was 26.
Yeah.
They drafted in Alpha Diunku. I've never heard of this kid in my life.
Never heard of him.
I'll have to do a bit of research on him tomorrow because I've no idea who he is.
Now, Luke Bolton's going to be interesting to keep an eye on.
Yeah.
He really
was good. He was good last year, wasn't he?
Yeah. His first game, he was really shaky. In that first week, he grew. Yeah. Every game he played, he's got better and better and better, and I really liked him.
Yeah.
Pep really rates him.
Yeah. No, he's not a big lad, but he's strong.
Oh,
very
strong. He's like a
ball. I was in Miami for the Bayern game, and a kid was good.
Yeah.
I mean, you don't know how good these kids are until you actually watch them play in real life. Yeah. And I watched them in Miami last year, and whoa, I was blown away.
That goes to show you how good our is.
He's quick as well.
I watched Howard Bellis the FA Cup final against Liverpool, the under 19s or under 18s, and I like what he was fantastic. Yeah. Kid was so I want to see if he's going to play centre back with either Stones or Laporte this time around. He's going to be one to watch.
Well, he's the last 24 hours. There's been a lot of rave articles in the Manchester Evening News and others talking about Howard Bellis. So they're bigging him up as the next potential big thing coming out of there. One for me, obviously, is Tommy Doyle. Mike, and I think I'm really excited about this kid. This is the one kid that I really, and Luke Bolton, those two in particular, I'm looking forward to seeing. But Tommy Doyle, there's something special about him. There is something special about him. And I think Pep has got, like he had his eye 18 months ago on Foden, I think he's got his eye on Tommy Doyle and he's going to be watching him very closely. So I'm hoping we see a bit of Tommy Doyle, hopefully, in the Asia tour. So,
you got to get first.
What's that?
You got to get there first.
We're there now. So. They're there, so it's all good.
Just hire an Etihad jet. Why go with the anyway?
Why have we got Etihad Airways and they went with Thomas Cook?
I know it does amaze you, doesn't it? But I mean, these third-party sort of brokers have these special aircraft with like 60 first-class seats and things like that in them. So Etihad have only got like, I don't know, 25, 30 first-class seats, and the rest is all cattle class. So anyway, listen, that brings us to the end of episode 2 of Pre-Season Friendly. And I just want to say an absolutely massive thank you to Chris from the Atlanta Citizens. Chris, can you just remind everybody where they can follow you?
Yeah, on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, it's at ATL Citizens, and then go to our website, which is just mancityATLCitizens.com.
Brilliant. And Karl?
Yeah, thanks, Andy. Thanks, Chris. And Chris, I'm going to sign up and follow you. So it's at Komat, at KOMAT at Twitter. And then Instagram, I'm at Pitch Points. I have a little blog I do on Pitch Points once in a while. But Chris, I'm going to follow you. And you see me on Twitter a lot.
There you go, mate.
He'll invade your Twitter space now. That's it.
No,
he's a good guy. He posts some great things on Twitter. So follow each other and share it around. And anyway, this is Andy from Man City Fan TV. I want to say a massive thank you again to the two guys. They've been absolutely brilliant tonight. If you're not a subscriber, please click subscribe, click notification, hit that bell icon, and that way new videos coming out every single day, all new series and episodes and you name it. And that way you'll be notified immediately. Don't forget, if you want to comment below this particular video, if you disagreed with me or Chris or Karl, or you've got thoughts on those questions that I've asked the guys tonight, then feel free to comment below. We're not one for blocking people. We're open and honest, and it's all about good banter and a good chat with City fans all over the world. And don't forget, if you want to be on an episode of Pre-Season Friendly, all you have to do is drop me an email. It's mcfcfantv@gmail.com, and you're more than welcome. We can sort it out. But anyway, to you two guys, have an absolutely wonderful day. It's dark here. It's light there.
Beautiful.
And it's probably warmer.
It's hot, mate. It's 1993 here today. Oof.
Woo.
Well, listen, take care. We'll see you soon.
Up the Blues.
Take care.